Hi everyone, this is NutzMcKracken for the Armitologist channel. In case you're new and just tuning in for the first time, the Armitologist channel is for Ketanna and myself to share with you all different kinds of ArmA science, as we like to call it, or scripts, functions, or just nifty stuff that we've encountered, discovered, or have implemented in our scenarios. Our scenarios extend from anything from warfare to just minor scenarios to exile or super complex exile scenarios. We host two servers, one of which is most of the content is developed and provided by Ketanna. He's the one that's done a lot of the videos and content for the channel here. As you've seen, I've been kind of in the shadows, just doing my own thing, but I thought I'd post today some of the expansion of a feature that Ketanna started. This basically is a mobile respawn point, to sum it up. And what that does is basically in our proof of concept that we have going on his server right now is it's a M577 that when it's deployed, it has this nifty little tent that comes out the back. And from there, you're able to deploy your FOB. And it has some other interesting little elements, one of which is that it provides a mobile respawn point that you can use in Exile. Um, we decided that we wanted to expand further on that, make it a little bit more modular, a little bit more flexible, and so I've done that with this so far. Taken it out of our missions so much and put it into more of a mod it's by itself, and where it can be used by you can use it with different vehicles, you can use it with different mods, etc. The implementation I can get into a little bit further and further in later videos. For right now, this is only going to depict how it would be used in a exile player versus environment scenario. It can be used in PvP a little bit when it's lightened down, maybe, because there might be some things here that you'll see that would give away its position and be a little bit more aware to other players to hunt down. So I'm not going to get into that. Just kind of understand that this is mostly the way it's currently being implemented here is going to be more for a PvE or co-op experience. All right, moving along. As you can see, not using the M577 that Ketanna used in his proof of concept on his server. Instead, I've got the ugly duckling, as I like to call it. It's the Lav 25 C2. As you can see, it's a pretty ugly headquarters type vehicle, perfect for this. Yet it doesn't have other little features like this nifty little tent that pops out on that M577. And also, if you've ever played Warfare in the previous ArmA iterations, which is the CTI, Capture the Island, you would remember that the Marines use this as their mobile headquarters for their team, where a commander would use that to start building your base off of. So, any which way, I'm going to go ahead and move forward here. Let's say, for instance, we're out on Altus here, and we want to deploy our mobile fob closer to an objective that's on the other side of that hill. We want to put it in a safe space, but just kind of have it to where it's tucked away. So I'll head on over there. Nothing new to see here with it, but more of to depict another little additional feature I added, where it's going to survey the position. The player will be able to get feedback that they're able to deploy in a safe space where that it's not going to be interacting with the other objects on the map. So I'll go ahead and deploy that. That's with this little option right here. And you can see that there's these helipads that will move with the vehicle, and you can see that it's not quite centered on the vehicle as well. This is to show that basically this is where the building objects are going to pop in, and that there might be an accessory that pops in as well. So we want to plan for that. So we've surveyed the position. We found a good place to deploy this. We'll go ahead and hop out. As you can see, there's a icon there, and it's to lower our weapon. If we lower our weapon, we'll have more options. And as you can see here, it's back up. Well, we want to move back to deploy the FOB because there might be objects that pop in that may not cause some complications with interacting with the player, i.e., kill them as it spawns in. So we want to, for safety reasons, we want to back up, and this won't allow you to back up unless you're well with outside that range. So I'll go ahead and deploy the FOB here. It'll go through its animation and its sequence of deploying everything. And here we have it. We've got a couple objects that are deployed. Now I want to make something very clear here. This deploying doesn't mean that there's all of a sudden a respawn point on this. All right, this implementation, you can do that. We can do that, but I'm going to show how we can build out an accessory that will take care of that, and I'll get to that in just a second. But in this kind of implementation, this is not quite ready. It's not created a mobile respawn point just yet. But we can see there's several objects around. Gives an aesthetic that this means business. There's all kinds of business that's happening here, what have you. But let's go a little bit deeper. Let's see what this thing does. Okay, if we look around, we've got that backup operation, but just ignore that. I'm going to try to figure out some way to kind of make that go away while this is deployed. But for the time being, we can see that there's a radio here. That'll eventually play some music. As the function finds that radio after it's going through its random DJ track cycle. All right, so with that though, we see some other objects here, sitting pretty, maybe don't do anything, but then there's others that may, well, if we get closer. Now if you notice this icon, this goes away if I go too far away. So you have to actually come on in here, turn this on, and for you to know, Varana, you'll see this used a lot. Varana is in ArmA lore, that is the military industrial complex of ArmA. That's why that's here. Kind of hook onto that and give kind of a storyline that we're going along with the ArmA lore here, and that they developed this system. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn this system on. This will open this on up. As you can see, it's prepared to a certain progress point here, but we can see there's other options now as that has opened up. We've got the vGIS system. We got the Varana RBS. That's going to be the respawn beacon system. That's what I was talking about earlier. And then we have the option to pack it up, or we can turn this off completely. Turn it off completely. And I deployed a satchel charge. I'll go ahead and try that again, and we'll see this thing close on up in just a second here. All right. And then what we'll do is we'll turn this, and you can see the options have disappeared, so we want to open this back up to get those options again. And there we go. Now, starting from the top, the vGIS system. This was actually, this is Live Map by Expunged. He created that and makes it really handy. Does a lot of scripting for XAM in providing some scripts and functionality for Zeus operations in ArmA 3. So it's really cool. This is a really cool utility. We've got permission to use this, so we're going to go ahead and fire this up and activate it. And as you can see, whiteboard fires up here. It's initializing. It also adds a communication array up top that ties in with it. And then you can see on the map there's just us right here. What's any different from being in the map here? Well, the thing about that is that while you're in map, you don't have as much situational awareness. This at least allows you to coordinate with other players, show them what your plans are and whatnot. And also what you can do is while you're on the map, you can draw around and it will show up on the map. Now, say for instance, I want to change the location. I want it to highlight our objective. And we've already highlighted the objective here, right? So what I can do is move the map around after I use that option and then hit escape, and it moves the map over to that area, as you can see. So it helps with planning. Really nifty feature, really kind of cool, and felt it was going to tie in really well with this mobile headquarters system. Secondly, okay, we'll go on over. Now we need to deploy the RBS system. So we're going to deploy that Verana RBS, and then you see that the progress bar has gone all the way through. We've deployed everything we have there. So we see this is deployed. However, it looks like it's just deployed. Do we know that how do we know if it's active or not? Well, we can come on a little bit closer. We see that we need to lower our weapon, and then we can access other options here. And as you can see here, I'm going to activate the spawn beacon, but with the parachute icon, you can see that it's going to provide a parachutable respawn location. So we'll go ahead and do that. They're activating it here, and everything will kind of unfold, give us the indication that this is active and that it should be providing a spawn point players can use. The intention of this is that this is going to provide a parachute spawn beacon. You can use it any which way you want. Depends on how you're implementing it with your mission. We're going to use this with Exile, so this will use the parachute system within it. But as you can see, I have only the option to deactivate. Now, the reason why we added the action activate and deactivate is the also intention is that you can only have one spawn beacon per squad or group, right? We didn't want it to be fully exploited where you could deploy this all over the map and have multiple different respawns. No, it's a helpful feature, but we wanted to have some kind of limit to it, to where, yeah, it'll give you a respawn point, and if you want to deploy it elsewhere, you can pack it up and redeploy it elsewhere. Or you can use this in conjunction, say if in your squad or group you've got multiple RBSs set up, respawn beacons, and you want to do, you could switch one on and switch the other off, etc. We'll go ahead and pack this up, show that we can pack this up here. So we're going to decommission this setup. Come back over. As you note, there's some music playing. Go ahead and expand that there. So we got the music kicking. We got our planning. Life is good, and we could spawn over here if we needed to. So really cool setup. Now we're going to go ahead and just decide to pack this up. The other bit is, once this packs up, unfortunately the music keeps on playing. May work on that later, but it's a very low priority, and turning it off. There's a couple little tweaks that still need to happen with this, but overall we're pretty much 95 to 97% there with this system. I just wanted to kind of give you a progress report on this and how far it's come along. There's more development to come on this. This is going to be expanded a little bit more. There's going to be additional features that are going to be added on, but we'll get into that at a later time. If you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, feel free to post them below. Thank you for viewing, and look out for more development. This is NutzMcKracken signing off.